What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Country Boys RC, and today got the B4 sitting up on the workbench and decided to turn the camera on. I was putting on some new upgrades that I've got and figured I'd flip it on and show y'all guys what changes I've made to the car. Before I get to the upgrades, got some new items in to actually use on the G6 up there on the wall and on the B4. I got a couple of lipos in. This one here is a Venom 5420C 2S lipo. Picked that up at RC Hobby Pro down at Jasper, Georgia. It's where the off-road track is that I go race at. And at the swap meet, I picked up this G-Force Elite Series. It's the 5000 milliamp 30C 2S with a Traxxas plug on it, but I've got a Traxxas to Dean's adapter so I can run it in the B4. To charge those, I did have a Onyx 235, but it was missing the balance board, and it had a Traxxas adapter on it, or a Traxxas plug I should say, and I really didn't have anything to charge, you know, with a Traxxas plug other than this G-Force battery. So I decided to go talk to the guys up at RC Hobby Pro, say, hey, I've got this charger with a Traxxas plug. It'll charge your nickel metal Traxxas packs. Can we make a deal? He said, sure, just, you know, I'll buy it from you and you pay the difference for one of my other chargers. So that's what I did. And I picked up this Venom Pro 2. This Venom Pro 2 will charge nickel metal, NiCad, LiPo, and a lead acid battery. So that's why I picked it up, because I can charge all my batteries with this one charger. It's got multiple charging plugs in it. You can charge plugs, anything from a JST plug. It's got alligator clips, glow plug adapter, a receiver plug, Tamiya, a Dean's, the EC3 and EC5 plugs. So I'm not going to open it up right now, but there's what it looks like right there. You can see the LCD screen flipped over so I can see what I'm showing y'all guys reflecting off of it. But that is the charger that I picked up. Couple of upgrades to the car. Start off simple. Wheels and tires. Stock fronts are still in really good shape, but he had a deal going on some Proline fronts, so that's what I went and picked up. They are the Proline Ions. I picked them up pre-mounted on some of the yellow Velocity 2.2 wheels. The Ions, they're the purple dot, which is the MC, which is the clay compound. So they hook up real well out at the track. Show y'all guys what they look like. There's the yellow Velocity 2.2 wheels, and they are 12mm hex wheels. There is the tread pattern on the front of it. It's not real aggressive, but it does work. On the rear, I picked up another set of Velocity 2.2 wheels from Proline, and mounted to those are the Proline calibers. The calibers are I believe they're here they are, M3 compound. They work real well out on that clay track. Oh, excuse me. Another upgrade I done to it, I went in, actually the day I bought it, was out running around at the swap meet, hitting some jumps, and decided to take one of the big jumps on, and the car landed funny and it broke a couple of the ball ends. So I had a couple spare ball ends that would keep it together for the time being until I could get my new ones. So I went and picked up these RPM heavy duty rod ends. Part number 73375. There's actually 12 ball ends, or rod ends, excuse me, in this pack. So that will do the entire car. And there you guys can see the blue rod ends on the front, and then on the rear it's going to be kind of hard to see, but there's one right just back in there. You can kind of see it. So that's what I've done small wise. I went and picked up, I've got it sitting around here somewhere, here it is, a J Concepts finisher or illusion finisher body. It's actually the plus 8mm body, which in order to install this body correctly, you would have to buy the 8mm extension from Team Associated, which they are out of stock when I bought this body. So what I've done, I measured off the 8 inches off the rear of the body and trimmed everything up to make it work on a stock B4.2 chassis. The body comes clear with 2 wings. One of the wings I cut down to the furthest line on the rear for more high-speed tracks. This is one of them that I painted up. This is actually the one I cut down to the lowest line. It's white. There's some, you know, Venom, J Concepts, the finishers labeling. This is actually one of those little codes that you can scan, and it's supposed to bring up videos of the 2011 Worlds from the IFMAR races. So that's one of the wings I painted up. Here's the second wing I painted up. It's just silver to match the body. It's got the B4 stickers on the back of it. And this one's cut a little bit different. Yes, I know the cut lines look bad. First time actually ever doing a body like this, so it was a learning experience for me. There is the body. It's silver and white. It's got all the J Concepts, Pro Line, Associated, the RC10 sticker, and hey, what's that? Yes, that's a RC Playground sticker up front, and then I also have one sitting right there. Actually, I forgot I had those on there. Let's see. Yeah, right there it is. Try to get in the camera so y'all guys can see it. There's the RC Playground sticker. So, a little shout out to them guys for, you know, putting on a great show at the swap meet. This spoiler is also supporting the playground. There we go. So that's a couple of the upgrades that I've done to the car. A few changes I've made setup wise. Was out running one day, the track was really loose and it was oversteering really bad, so I tried to tighten up the front end a little bit, and for some reason, I don't know why, I had them in my parts bag, but I actually had the Axial SCX10 springs. These are actually 4-pound springs, and I decided to, hey, they'll fit. I threw them on the front end of the buggy and was driving it around, and it actually tightened up the front end and helped it turn in a little bit better, and it wasn't oversteering as bad. It still had some oversteer, but just it wasn't to the point to where it was sliding way out and I was spinning the tires real bad. But as the day went on, the track actually got more grip into it and it started understeering really bad, so I had to revert back to the stock brown springs and just change up one of the preload spacers on it. But right now, that's all I've done on the front end is just play around with the springs. On the rear end, I've actually went in, took the shocks apart, was digging through some old parts that I had just lying around, and found some pistons. These are actually for the drift car and for the RS4 that I've got hanging up on the wall. They're 1, 2, and 3 hole pistons. So I decided to, hey, let's see if they'll fit. Measured it up, and they will fit into the shock bodies with no problem. So I went on the rear of it, I took the stock 2 hole piston out and stuck a 3-hole piston in it, and then drained all the stock 30 weight, I think is what comes in. It's either 30 or 25 weight, something real thin. Drained it out, cleaned the shock up real good, and put this factory team 50 weight in it. I did notice going over the big triple and the big doubles that they've got at the track that it was coming down hard on the back end because of all the weight. And I noticed that it was scuffing up that motor cover pretty hard whenever it was coming down. And that's because it was under-dampened on the rear end. It's only got like 1-pound springs on the rear end of it. I've got some, let's see, where's it at? Let me see if I can find it. I got a stack of papers here. They've got just different tire compounds because that's what I was looking at today. Yeah, here we go. Got a spring chart I printed off from Associated. On the rear of the Buggy, the black springs, they're actually 1.74 pound ounce springs, or ounce-inch springs, or however they describe it. Pounds-inch springs. So it's a real light spring, and with that real thin shock oil, it was just slapping the ground real hard. But I've changed to this 50 weight, and it's actually made it so much more plush when it comes down. It's not slapping the back end as hard. Do have the factory team springs coming in. I believe the part numbers are 1581 and 1582. It's the front and rear tuning springs for the Buggies. So, and it's also will fit some of the truggies. So I've got those coming in. I've got another set of front and rear tires coming from AKA Racing. They're the clay compound handlebar standard tread depth tires with the AKA red closed cell foam inserts. And I've got a set of white Associated 12mm hex wheels coming for the front and rear. So that'll give me a couple of different handling or tire options to run at the track. I'll either be able to run those calibers and the ions, or I'll be able to run all of the handlebars from AKA Racing. Those should be here on Monday, depending on how the weather goes, and make sure there ain't no delays in the shipping on it. So that's a couple of things I've got ordered in. Went out to Radio Shack. Almost forgot to show y'all guys this, and picked up a set of digital calipers. These are going to come in real handy when I'm at the track and I'm trying to get all of my links to the same length. So I went and spent $25 and picked up a set of digital calipers. These are going to come in come in handy, really nice for doing that, setting my ride height whenever I get the threaded body shocks on it, to make sure that the little collar's the same length all around. So got that, and I also went and picked up a little Plano tackle box from Walmart. Put all my spare parts in it, my tools that come with the Buggy, spare preload spacers, and they are organized out, and I've got them measured out in inches to the thickness. I've got a set of threaded body shocks in here. They are actually for a HPI Firestorm. Picked them up for like, 10 or 15 bucks. Thought they would work on it, but they make the Buggy sit too high and it puts too much angle on the rear control arms. So I can't run those on this Buggy. I was hoping I could. So I'm going to just hold on to those. Maybe I'll find a Firestorm to throw them on. So that'll be a couple things to look forward to. But for now, guys, that's about it. I'm going to actually get back to getting this car prepped for the race I've got coming up in a couple weeks at Lake Hartwell RC Complex. It's the Dash for Cash. I'm going to be running the two-wheel drive Buggy class. against some guys that's actually run there for a few times. I'm going to try to get down there next weekend, try to take the camera down, get some filming, some video of the car going around the track. It is a Roar sanctioned track now. They've got a big wall turn that you go up and come back down after you go over the, you go across the big triple, around a curve, go up a little step up, come around, step down, hairpin, and then you go up and down the wall of death, as they call it, and then you come back around for another couple big jumps, and then back to the finish line. So it's not a real technical track. It's just got a lot of jumps in it, and hopefully this buggy will do good, because that's going to be my first major race that I compete in with this. So try to get down there next weekend, get some running video of it, and if you haven't already, go ahead and click on the like button, subscribe. It helps out the show, guys. And check out the Country Boys Facebook page. It's Country Boys RC it's BOYZ, just like the YouTube channel. Go check it out. I'm always posting pictures and, you know, stuff on there before I get it to YouTube. So go like the page. You'll see a lot of updates in there for what I'm doing in the shop if I don't have the camera on. And again, vote for what you want to see in the kit build series we're going to have coming up real soon. There's 3 choices. There's a Tamiya M chassis, a TT01, or a Sakura D3 drift car. Go vote on those. Polls are still open, so go check that out, and we will see you guys on the next one. Hope you enjoyed it.